Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew. It's me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time is going to be on Sisu. Now, Sisu involves this old prospector as he mines for gold, and when he finds a big thing of gold, he then takes it across to, of course, cash it in. But of course, this is set during the final days of World War II, and a gang of Nazis show up to attempt to steal the gold. But little do they know that this man, who's not named Sisu because Sisu is actually a Finnish word for something else. What they don't realize is that this man is actually a killing machine who has a tragic past, and from there he tends to kill every Nazi that stands in his way of him to take his gold all the way to cash it in. Now, this movie doesn't come out until April 28th, so you're probably wondering, how did I even get to see this movie? Well, it's simple. You know how Regal does that mystery movie thing now? Like during a Monday of each month now? That's how I got to see it. And it was actually a movie that I was really looking forward to seeing. I did see the trailer for it. It looked pretty interesting. And I had a really fun time watching this movie. This isn't necessarily a historically accurate film because it's a very illogical one, as this man gets hurt so many times but doesn't seem to want to die. In fact, he'll do anything to try to get his gold back. And throughout a lot of this movie, he is going to get hurt, but not as badly as how many Nazis he hurts in this. Because if you came to see a movie about an old man tending to kill Nazis, then that's exactly what you're going to get. It's an hour and 30 minutes of absolute mayhem, though it doesn't really get into the action until after the first 10 minutes or so. But the movie never seems to slow down when it comes to the action. I wouldn't say it's another John Wick type film. And I mentioned John Wick again, just like I did in my last video and a few videos before, but some people are going to compare this to John Wick if it were set during the events of World War II. And in some cases, that's exactly how it feels. And it's a very straightforward movie. It's not like a heavy character-driven film, as the only character you're really going to care about is the old man that's trying to get his gold back. And there are some hostages that are taken, but they don't really have a whole lot to do in the movie, so you're not really going to care about them that much. But, I mean, they are getting held hostage, so you will at least want them to make it out alive. And as for the villains, they're not really, well, they do have screen time, but they're not super well developed, so really, throughout the movie, you're just going to root for the old man to make it out alive. Now, when it comes to the action, it is brutal. It is very gory, and a lot of people die, and if that's really all you wanted to see, then you are really going to be satisfied with that. And the movie is gorgeous, too. This is a gorgeous-looking film, filled to the brim with landscape and environments. Most of the movie takes place outside, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. The way it's shot from the grassy areas, it looks outstanding, and it definitely looks like it takes place during 1944, which it is set during the events of 1944, and it definitely does look that way, as we don't really see that many big cities or anything like that, as it's mostly taken during this western setting pretty much. And when it comes to the storyline, it makes it very unique from other historic event type movies. And it's not really a movie that is fully historically accurate because it's not a war film. Don't expect a lot of brutal fights, as most of the Nazis tend to target this one guy pretty much throughout the entire runtime. And it focuses a lot on this main guy. He did have a name, but I don't really remember what it is. Because you know me, I always forget names. I will say one thing that I kind of find a bit nitpicky is how the movie tends to be divided into chapters. It will say chapter 1, then chapter 2, then chapter 3, which I didn't really feel like was entirely necessary because, well, it's a very short movie, so it didn't really need all that. But at the same time, it's just something that I found to be a little bit repetitive. And that's another thing. A little bit of the story can be repetitive, like they mention, why won't this guy die? Is this guy immortal? They mention it I don't know, multiple different times. But at the same time, the movie was just so entertaining and it was so straightforward that it really didn't matter if the story did get repetitive, because what really mattered is this guy trying to make it out alive. And this guy just despite how much he gets brutally hurt, he doesn't tend to give up. And that's the thing. This guy's been through so much that he just refuses to give up on succeeding at getting to his goal. And I definitely praise the movie for that. In the end, guys, Sisu was a blast. I had a really fun time with this movie. It's brutal. I rooted for this guy to get his gold. I rooted for this guy to tend to, make it out alive. And with all these bad guys standing in his way, he just refused to give up. And I just had a blast watching the movie. It might not be fully accurate to after the events of World War II, but it's not focusing on that at all. It just focuses on this one guy trying to get his gold back, and that's all that needed to be. Well, it really needed to be a very violent and bloody time, and that's exactly what it was. It did not disappoint for me, and I recommend checking this film out when it comes out on full release day. I've only seen like two other mystery movies. I did see Champions, which was in February. I saw that like a couple weeks before. I kind of was gonna review it, but since not many people were talking about that, and since I thought the movie was just okay, I didn't review it. But I did want to see this movie, and I did want to review it. So yeah, I'm glad I got to see it before most other people did. So yeah, I recommend checking it out when it does fully release. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.